So this is the final part of the red combos. So part 4, we're gonna finish up this little section here, as you see. It always takes longer than it looks like there is the amount to do, but I got some cool new toys today. Look, I got one of these. Can you see that? Look what it is. I haven't even opened it yet. I was waiting for the Amazon truck to pull in. I'm surprised I haven't been cut off from buying stuff on Amazon. So I bought myself this with a recommendation from your wonderful Claire, Color with Claire. This is one she has. I think she has the set. I just got one because I'm not a painter. But I wanted a fine tip water brush because I ordered some really cool paints that I'll share with you when I get them. But see that little tip on there? Can you see that? There's all different sizes, and there's a multi-pack that you can buy. But this is one that she uses, and she recommended it. So I got her opinion, and this was her choice. I forget the name of it. I think if you go on her Amazon page or, you know, her Amazon storefront, I think she might have these on there. I'm not sure. Hopefully she does. Anyways, and I'm not just blowing smoke, but it's a water brush pen. So you fill it full of water for your watercolors, and then you don't have to, you know, have a whole mess. Anyways, I wanted to try these paints. I think they're by KJ Design. These blingy watercolors that she has, that Claire used in her color along video, that gold. I ordered some. I ordered a couple different ones. So I want to try them out because I'm all about adding a little bit of bling, and I'm not a painter. So this is something totally new for me. Anyway, okay, so I wanted to share that little pen with you I got. And then I got these, which of course I already had the Mono Zero eraser, which if you don't know about this, it's a fabulous little eraser. Can you see that little tip? I know I got a nice little shadow going on because it's dark and I got my bright light, but that tiny little tip right there, fabulous for erasing details. But check this out. Okay, so I got digging around and searching, and I'm always looking for something fun. Let me see if I can adjust this light for less shadowy effect. Okay, so they have other ones too. I think this one's about the same size. Yeah, this one is, let me pop it up here for you so you can see. This one is about the same circumference as the one I just showed you, the Mono Zero. It looks a little smaller, that's why I ordered it. But it came in a 2-pack, and this is the one I really wanted. So it came with this guy. It's a square, it's a broad. So you see how it's got a broader tip there? Almost, I don't know if I turn it up this way, if you can see it, but can you see if I put it down? Gretel, she's under my chair. So anyways, so you can erase wide areas or do details in your work. I thought that was cool. And they sell refills for these, by the way, for both of these. You can get the square and the Mono Zero refills, and they're both by Mono Zero, of course. Or these two actually are by Mr. Penn. I will put the link in the description of part 4 so you can find it. Give me 1 second. Gretel, stop it. Psst. Stop it. Sorry, she's attacking me. Every time, I'm telling you, it's comedy hour with her. Every time I sit down to do a video, she's got to be in my business creating havoc. It is to the point where I have this. Let me see if I can get it. See if I can show you guys this. Let me zoom out for a minute here so you guys can see what I go through. Okay. I have this. See? It says Bad Kitty on it. Bad Kitty spray bottle. She knows when I break that out, it's game over. I'm not messing today. So I have it sitting here on my little table next to me. Every time I sit down to do a video, she comes at me. Or you'll see this shadow fly across my board, my working area. That's her jumping over top of me, in case you guys didn't catch that. Or all the camera bumping and jiggling over here to my left. That's her. You'll see her once in a while, if you over on this side of me, my left side, she'll poke around down there and she'll start grabbing things and grabbing my feet and grabbing the camera pole. So just so you know what I go through with her. She's a heathen. Okay, oops, zooming back in. Now, we left off, we finished these on this side here. So we are going to get started and do these. And I put music to it last time because I was swearing at Gretel. So the last part of part 3 was just music. And I couldn't exactly air that because I had a few choice words for her after she bloodied my foot. She was playing, but she attacked me pretty good. So, oh, she just knocked my pencils on the floor. Okay, we're gonna pause for a minute. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to get her to behave. She knocked all my pencils on the floor. So that took all of what, 3 minutes? If even that, what were we, 20 seconds into it? She started causing craziness. Okay, so I had to, of course, put myself at an angle like I always do. Otherwise, I can't see what I'm doing and I can't get in close enough for you guys to see what I'm doing. So the first one is a 3-color combo, 924, 122, and 928. So this one should be pretty simple. And I'm just sticking with my standard dark to light method here. Okay, so a little funny story. Well, not really funny story, kind of a little bit of both. A little funny, a little sad, a little crazy, a little all the above. So I was on Facebook earlier today. Go figure, right? So reading through people's comments on different pages about Prismacolor Premier pencils, and you know, it's the same old rumors and gossip mill that's always gone around. How, you know, somebody got a bad set of pencils, they're fakes, blah, blah, blah. And then followed with the, I heard Prismacolor is going to discontinue making open stock. No, that's a rumor. That rumor is almost as old as me, which is hilarious because I can't believe people still fall for that. Certain art supply stores, I will say this again, individual privately owned art supply stores may choose to stop carrying open stock of whatever items they want to. And that could be open stock Prismacolor Premiers. That has nothing to do with the manufacturer. That has everything to do with that particular store. So just because one store chooses to do it does not mean that the company is going to discontinue manufacturing or selling open stock. Okay, so now we cleared that up. So there was this person, I will leave names out of it, not to make this personal. There was this person who had ordered a set of Prismacolor Premier pencils, a smaller set, not the full 150, and they were unhappy with what they had. Now, I looked at them, and they were questioning authenticity, and they bought these. I will just tell you who they bought them from. They said they bought them from Blick. Now, Blick is a very reputable art supplier. Anytime there's a problem with something you purchased on their website, they will gladly refund you or exchange it. All you have to do is contact them and send the product back. Blick is always taking care of its customers, and I've never had an issue with them. So I point out to this person, you know, hey, stop listening to rumors that a lot of people on here are just giving you gossip, and, you know, maybe you got an older set. And that's what it looked like to me. She may have gotten an older set. I don't know what Blick location she purchased from, but the barrels were a little bit thicker. And I noticed some splitting in the veneer on the coloring of the Prismacolor, so the outer coating, which anybody who uses Prismacolors knows that's pretty normal to see on your Prismacolors. The color wears off or the lettering wears off. That's pretty normal on the older sets. Now, when I say older, I'm talking about before the mass production moved to Mexico. Now, other people were chiming in saying, oh, none of this happened until they started making them in Mexico. Well, I will repeat this little tidbit. Prismacolor Premier was manufacturing colored pencils with the stamp made in Mexico before the mass move of all production was, what, a couple years ago? Done. So they were already stamping all their pencils made in Mexico, and they had been being sold for a very long time prior to the mass move there. So when people say, oh, the quality control has gone downhill since the move to Mexico, that's just not true. There was a slight window where there was some issues. And again, that has a lot to do with when you take a company and you move all their production to one location. That's a big change. So, of course, there were some hiccups, and that would be with any manufacturing company who's making products. Okay, so your next one is 935, 1065, 1063, and 925. Now, I call this the velvet red. Okay. So anyways, so I comment to her, I said, hey, did you reach out to Blick since that's where you purchased them? And this person says, no, I went right to Newell Company. I went right to the manufacturer, and they want me to send them back the product. And I said, okay, well, what's the problem? Why didn't you go back to Blick first? Because that's where you bought them. So that is the logical person to go through, is to return them to where you purchased them from. Blick being his reputable art supplier, that's who I would go to before I went right to the manufacturer. I mean, when you go to Nordstrom's and you buy a pair of Guess jeans, if they're not right or something's wrong with them, you return them to Nordstrom's. You don't call up Guess and say, hey, I got bad jeans from this store. I want you to replace them. You first go back to the store you bought them at. That's how this works. Well, anyways, this person said, well, they decided it would be faster to just go through Prismacolor / Newell Company. And I said, no. You know, usually they want you to go back to the manufacturer first. It's the right way to handle that. One, it lets Blick know if something's up. If they got, you know, an order of pencils and there's a lot of damage to them, they're going to want to send that product back to, you know, Newell Company and get a refund on the product themselves. And so this person was unhappy that Newell Company told her to send the bad or defective product back to them, and they will send her out a replacement set. Now, that's pretty standard practice with any company. If you get something, even Amazon sometimes requires you to send the items back for a refund or an exchange. So I tell her, well, that's pretty normal. And they said 5 to 15 days or 5 to 20 day turnaround. And I said, well, that's about average. 3 to 5 days for you to send them the product back. They're going to need a couple days to review it. And that's going to take them another 3 to 5 working days for you to get your replacement set. That's 2 weeks. That's standard turnaround for any business. And a lot of times you do get your stuff a lot sooner than that. But that's that window they give you just in case there's an issue, a holiday, a weekend in there or whatnot. So getting upset that you have to return the product, it raises my red flags. Now, as a Prismacolor supporter and somebody who knows a lot about the Prismacolor pencils, my red flags went up right away. Well, this person got defensive immediately and says, well, I don't understand. I've returned stuff, or I've had problems with stuff before from them, and they just sent me out a replacement. So, of course, now my alarm bells are going off because I know for a fact a lot of companies, including Newell Company, when you send a set of Prismacolor back to them, or you call them and tell them you got a defective set, and they say, okay, send me your proof of purchase, UPC, and pictures. Once they're satisfied with the information they have, they may just send you out a replacement set and not require you to send back the original set. Well, she was unhappy that they were asking her to send back that set. So again, I said, well, is there a problem or reason why you don't just go right back to the place you bought them from? I didn't get an answer on that. And then she said, are you accusing me of scamming? And I was like, no, it's not at all what I said. I asked you if there's a reason why you don't want to return them to where you purchased them from. If it's within your 30-day return window, there shouldn't be a problem. And even then, even if it's within a certain period of time, I know that Blick, this is 1065, so 935, 925, now 1065. Now, I know that Blick will sometimes overlook a longer window to satisfy a customer, especially if they got bad or old product from them. So there's no reason that this person couldn't have just gone right back to Blick or contacted Blick customer service, and they would have taken care of her immediately. I've worked with Blick a lot, and I know that they would have honored that and been more than happy to refund or exchange her product. Now, she said she got a bad set of Prismas and a bad set of markers. And they happen to both be Prismacolor. So, you know, I just thought it odd that it was the same product and that the person had said they've returned stuff to them before and they weren't required to return the product. And so, you know, I think automatically, well, this time they want it back because they have you already in their system that they've sent you replacement sets for free at no charge and let you keep the previous sets. They do keep track of who they mail stuff to. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, one, the company wants to see what the problem is with the product. They want to know where you got it. You know, they're covering their behind. Because if it's an old product and it's a legit product, they have no problems sending you out replacements. But they have every right to get the product back if you want a refund or an exchange. You can't expect them to just send you something for free at no cost to you. Yes, they have a warranty. Yes, they have a guarantee on their product. But like I said, they also do know who they've sent product to in the past. And if you're a repeat person who keeps calling them and wanting your product replaced, they're going to think, well, where are you getting your art supplies from? They want to know so that they can avoid this happening to other people. It's not that there's a scam or something going on. They're wanting to do the right thing, but you got to meet them halfway. Okay, now I'm going to take 925 again. Anyways, I'm going to pause that story, but you see how this is kind of giving it a red velvet look, a deep black red velvet look. These colors work really good together. Okay, so anyway, like what I was saying. So again, I kind of comment to her. I said, well, I don't understand. You don't want to return the product where you bought it to get a refund or exchange. You're worried that you're going to get another bad set sent to you. And you don't want to return the product to Newell Company to get a refund or an exchange for a brand new replacement sets. So I'm trying to figure out what this person's end goal is here. So I'm like, so basically you want to keep the bad set you have. You want them to send you a replacement set, and that would make you happy. You keep both products. You keep what you're calling is not good product. And you want them to send you a few $100s worth of replacement product because you sent them a receipt that they don't know where it came from or that it's even yours. Anybody can send pictures in. Well, that's the thing. A lot of people have abused the refund and guarantee and warranty. So now Newell Company is on to that little game. They're done. Yes, they're going to honor the warranty and the product, and they're happy to give out replacement sets, etc. But just like any company, it's got to be within reason. And why would you not take the product back to where you got it? That makes absolutely no sense. it would be faster for that person to get a replacement product from Blick than it would be from Newell Company. There's got to be more to it than that. So it got under my skin a little bit, I admit it. And I would have happily helped them, but they weren't being truthful. But again, that goes back to, there is no way that Blick would have denied that person a refund or an exchange had they contacted them directly. There's just absolutely no reason. And if that product shows that it was purchased at Blick, Newell Company's going to reach out to them, possibly to Blick, and say, hey, why didn't you offer this customer a refund or exchange? And Blick's going to say, because they never contacted us. So it's just food for thought to think about whenever you buy a product from an art supply store. If you do get a set that looks subpar because it's an older set and has been sitting and it's just been kicked around the art supply store for a while, go back to the store you bought it at first. And always keep your receipts, you know, your bank statement or whatever you need, because that's your proof of purchase, along with the UPC code on the box. It's important. And inspect them right away. Don't wait a month or two to inspect them. Inspect them right away. And if you do have a problem, and if you take them back to the store and exchange them, take a look at them before you leave the parking lot. Make sure that they are quality. And if they're not, take them right back in the store. Then you don't have to make another trip. I'm just saying, I'm not defending anybody here. I'm not saying that she didn't get old product or bad product. And I'm absolutely not saying that at all. I'm just saying there was absolutely no reason that they couldn't go back to the store that they purchased them at. And if then Blick said, oh, I'm sorry, we can't refund or exchange these, that's when you go to the manufacturer. You don't just jump ship and go right to the manufacturer. But either way, once this person said, oh, well, I've contacted them before and they've sent me out free replacements, I didn't have to prove anything. Well, there you go. They have your address on file. They know they've sent you stuff in the past. So they've let you keep the past items. So now they're saying, okay, we want to see these defective items you keep getting. And that's part of their quality control, so they can correct the issues. It's not that they think you're running a scam, or even that I thought that. I don't know what you're doing. But it did kind of make my hair stand on edge, because every opportunity to do the right thing, this person didn't want to do it. So maybe I was out of line. I don't know. But I just think if I got a product from an art supplier, a reputable one, I know that's the first place I would go to return it, to get an exchange or a refund. So it was just all too weird. And then other people chimed in and were saying, oh, that's because Prismacolor, their quality control is garbage. And ever since they moved to Mexico, and I'm like, here we go with the rumors again. And then it came in, people were saying, oh, they stopped selling, they're going to discontinue and stop selling open stock. And I'm like, wow. I answered a couple people and then I just stopped. Because it's like arguing with a brick wall. You can either give them the advice and they listen, or they don't want to listen at all. And even though the advice is good, they don't care. They want their cake and they want to eat it too. They want everybody to pander to them. And I mean, that's like me, like I said, if I go to Nordstrom's and buy a pair of jeans and I call them up, say, hey, I bought a pair of jeans there and they're ripped. I want you to send me a new pair. And they're going to say, okay, well, you have to bring the old jeans or the ones that are ripped back to us for a refund or an exchange. We can't just send you out a free pair. It's the same thing. It's just you're dealing with colored pencils instead of clothing. I mean, if you had a shirt in your closet because you just bought it and it was too big, You wouldn't go to the store where you bought that shirt that was too big and say, hey, I want a free shirt, but you can't have the other one back. You would take that shirt and return that one and get your right size. You're just dealing with pencils instead of clothing. Anyway, and then I saw a lot of people say, oh, it's probably the fake set that you got from China. And I'm just like, wow. And then somebody else said, because Amazon sells fake Prismacolors. So that post I did comment on. I said, show me an Amazon post or seller that's selling fake Prismacolors. I never did get a reply. Never. I was still waiting for that right now, actually. It's been a few hours. And I've yet to see a picture or a link to a set of Prismacolors on Amazon that are fakes. And again, for educational purposes, I will tell you. And we're going to go back to the beginning on this one with 937. When you buy something from Amazon, so this is 937, make sure who your seller is. If the seller is from Joe Blow down the street, that's a third-party seller. You always want to check your seller and make sure that it falls under the Amazon guarantee. If it says shipped and sold by Amazon, guess what? That's shipped and sold by Amazon. It falls under the Amazon guarantee, which means if there's something wrong with it, you can send it back and they'll send you a refund or replacement. No problem. But if you buy it from a third party, you need to read the rules on what that third party says. They could have restock fees. There's all kinds of craziness when you buy from a third party. Whatever their refund or return policy is, you've got to read the fine print. But again, that goes right back to you get what you pay for. Because you don't know that seller. You don't know if they're selling old stock or stock that's been collecting dust in a warehouse for 5 years or had water damage or moisture damage, heat damage. You just don't know what you're getting. So when you buy your pencils, it's smart to buy them from a reputable seller. Anyways, so 924. So I was running my mouth there. And we just did 1030. But anyway, it's just something I wanted to bring up again because there seems to be a lot of issues with that. And it does bug me because I want to help people, but I can't help you if you're not willing to meet me halfway. You know, I'll walk you through it. I'll make contacts for you. I'll do whatever I can. But the first step is you know. You are always the first step. Okay, so anyway, the person who said, oh, they're fakes, I was like, oh, come on. There's only one set of, or actually two, I should say. 2 sets of colored pencils out there, and they're not really fakes. The next one is 926 again. Those Prismacolors, they're coming out of Japan. They're not fakes. They're a play on the original Prismacolors. But they're not actually made by Sanford. I know they advertise it as such, but it's not. So keep that in mind when you buy them. They say Prismacolor with a C, not a K. And that's how you know they're not the real deal. The originals haven't been in production in a very long time. So your last color is 923. This is a great red combo, by the way. So kind of from a dark to light to dark. I like this one. But you see I got that lighter color in the center there. But you can keep building your layers on this color and get your reds exactly where you like it. Okay, so the next one is going to be 1095 to start. But anyways, maybe I was too harsh with her, but I wasn't trying to be. I was just trying to make her understand that her thinking wasn't exactly the way things normally are done when it comes to returning or exchanging something like that. You definitely want to go back to the store you purchased them from. So me asking her why she chose not to do that, was there a reason? I wasn't being mean. I really wanted to understand what the problem was. Was she past her return window? I mean, if that was the case, that's fine. Just say it. I mean, then I would understand, okay, that's why she's going through the manufacturer, because she's past that, the store's policy. And she just didn't get a chance to actually open up her set and take a look at them. You know, it wasn't me being rude. It was just me asking questions. But, you know, nowadays you type something on a screen and people immediately think you're being nasty. And I'm not. If I was, you'd know it. I mean, I am Gen X. We aren't known to be the gentlest of creatures when it comes to feelings. But anyways, she was so wound up after that, I just stopped responding. I was like, good luck with your return. You know, I wasn't trying to be mean or hurtful or spiteful. I wasn't calling you a scammer, none of that. I was actually trying to get information to help you get your return, but you want to make it more difficult than it needs to be. I even tagged Blick and Newell Company for her directly, so that hopefully one of them would reach out to her and try to remedy the issue for her. And I'm guessing it's going to be Blick, since that's where she said she bought them from. Because Blick Corporate's going to want to know if those pencils are old stock, why they're so messed up. And I did take a look. They're not fakes. It just looks like what she has is a set of the ones that were being printed as production was being moved. So she possibly got one of those icky sets. But again, when I was looking really close at them, they all say made in Mexico. But made in Mexico is being printed long before mass production was moved there. But I did notice something. The barrels were a little fatter. And that tells me I would have kept those. She had a set of older pencils. She may have had a couple little cosmetic flaws and maybe one or two that weren't that pretty. But I'd have kept that set in a heartbeat and sucked up whatever manufacturing flaws they had. Just because we all know those older Prismas are far superior. And I tried to tell her that, but it's like talking to a brick wall. People don't want to listen to you. Even when you're giving them honest truths. You know, I'm trying to help her. Can't help everybody, I guess. But I would never lie to somebody, and I would never go out of my way to say somebody's lying to me or call somebody a scammer or say anything like that. That's not my job. I'm not in a position to make those decisions. That's up to the company to decide what they want to do, you know. And I know that Blick would absolutely have refunded her if she had her receipt and she was, you know, took the product back to them. That's where she said she bought them, so that's where they should go. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my 928 on this one, because I want to fill in that center color just a little bit more. But I don't know, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was too harsh with her. Maybe I didn't type in enough smiley faces. I don't know. I could tell she was young. So sometimes, no offense, younger generations tend to read words on a page with too much emotion in them when there really is none behind it. Okay. Your next one is 925, 922, 926, 1001, and 928. Anyways, you know I always have stories. But it was really the fake Prismacolor one that got me going. I was like, show me where on Amazon. Show me a seller who's selling fake Prismacolors on Amazon. Do it. Never got a response. And that stuff bugs me, because that's what starts false rumors. And then people are like, oh, I don't want to buy them because so-and-so said this and so-and-so said that. Or so-and-so said they create a lot of dust or wax, bloom. And I'm like, you do realize that colored pencil dust is pretty normal. You get that with every set of colored pencils. It's not really anything you can avoid, you know? And the more you blend, the more dust you're going to get, depending on how heavy and how thick of a coat you're putting down. So 922 is your next one. But you know me, I don't beat around the bush when it comes to being honest about colored pencils, especially Prismacolors. I'm not going to lie. And I know that there was some issues with quality control for a while there, but that was such a short window, and they have more than corrected that. And they were so generous with people, sending out replacement sets to anybody who contacted them who had a bad set. That company probably spent a lot of money doing that, making things right with customers. They absolutely 100% do care about their customers and their product. Just the way she was going about it was just, something was not right. I don't understand, but she'll have to figure it out. Because I would have went to bat for her had she answered some of my questions, but she couldn't. She just got really defensive. So I apologize to whoever she is, but I'm just not going to fight with you on the internet over something. You can send me a private message if you want to contact me, but I'm not going to fight with you in a Facebook group. I'm more than happy to help, but you got to help me along the way to get you your goal. But even Blick wouldn't let her keep the old product. And I think that's what it was. And I hate to say that, but why else would you not return the product, the ones you're saying are defective? If they don't work and they're defective or the markers are bad, why would you not just return them and get a replacement set or get your money back? That made absolutely no sense to me. What was I supposed to think? Even though I didn't say anything, what should I have thought when she told me that? So when I asked her why, it was immediately she got angry. I was like, okay, I asked the wrong question there. But anyways, you know, what do you do, right? I've got a few bad apples here and there in my Prismas. It happens. Like the Derwent Chromaflows I just got. That beautiful gift set I was set, the 150 set. I had 6 bad ones in that set. I got one that's shaped like a banana. I still have to email Derwent about that. Which I just reminded myself by talking about all this. I absolutely need to email them and send them pictures. Now, that's a different situation because that set was gifted to me. So I don't have a receipt to prove purchase. All I have is the box. So all I can hope for is they'll replace those few bad ones. So my last color here is going to be 928. But if not, I can live with that because they were a gift. And I will just have to buy them open stock if I can. But I think some of them, a couple of them were the new colors, so I can't really get them. So I'm really hoping they'll just replace them when I tell them, give them the information that I have and who sent them to me and who purchased them and all that good stuff. I'm going to send them the pictures, the UPC code off the box, everything they need. And I don't need a whole set. Those 6 would be nice. One of them, the entire core came out of it. I was like, oh, brother. That was a bad one. Okay, so you can see here with this one, it's like dark to light, dark to light. So you see how I did that with those colors? Now, with my lightest color being the 1001, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come back in for a second coat. And I'm going to kind of bring these colors together. Now, this is a color I would use, for example, in a flower or a sunset, like a gradient sunset. But you see, I'm not going over all the color. I'm just kind of blending the edges. But right here where that 925, 922, and 926 come together, I'm going to poke some of this over that just to bring out that reddish peachy color in the 922 and 926. So you can see how it really makes those colors pop and blend. But I'm not doing heavy. I'm just doing really light. But I just wanted to bring them into the fold and really make this blend work. So now you can see how it comes together just a little bit better. But that shows you also don't give up on your colors, because when you start blending and mixing, your colors do come together magically. They're magic. Okay, this next one is a little different. So 935 and 941. Now, I'm only going to put a small bit of 935 on the edge because this is my darkest color. But 941 is more going to be my shading color. Although I'm going to put a little on here. That's the color I'm going to use in this color combo for any areas that I need to apply shading. So I wrote it in there as a shade, 941 shade, because it's a good color option to use when doing this combination. Okay, now you see I didn't go real heavy with the black on this one. Okay, so 924 is my next color, which 924, 1002, 1013, 1001, then 921 and 922. So with my 924, I'm going over my black. So I'm going right over the 935. I'm holding off on my 941 for right now. That's going to come in later. But I want you to see just different ways to apply reds and different combos and different shades and how you can use those. I also got something else in the mail today besides my new pencil binder for my Chroma Flows. I got a little set of colored pencils. Remember how when I was doing the Chroma Flow set, I got all excited over those buttery soft metallics that were just like frosting? I'm not kidding. Those Derwent metallics, woohoo! Those made me happy in that Chroma Flow set. So you know me, I go on dickblick.com and I order me a set, a little set. Because I was looking at the anniversary set and then I realized I can get all those colors open stock on Blick. So whatever. Okay, next one is 1002. Where is my 1002? It's over here in my pile. Okay, so they arrived today and I got playing with them. Oh, they are so nice. They're creamy. They're smooth. I really like them. So I will swatch those out for you guys. I'm waiting for the other 6 to arrive so I have them all. And then I can swatch them all out. But I am going to use some metallic Prismacolor in my next color along. I'm going to integrate probably the gold to give you guys an idea of how you can integrate your metallics into your regular colors and just give that little extra pop without actually using a heavy coat to make it look metallic. So the goal is not to make it look metallic, but we're going to add just a little bit of shimmer by using it. Okay. Next one is 1013. Where is my 1013? It's got to be over here. So, of course, you know, I got my 2 little handfuls going. Okay, so that's 1014. Is it? Nope. Oh, where are you? Nope. Reaching, digging around over here. Oh, there it is. It's my Deco Peach. Okay. But I would like to do some more on those metallics. Some of you more skilled artisans out there, artists, who use metallics to do drawings and sketches. You guys should do some videos for people on where they can apply those metallic colors into their actual coloring work. Okay, you see I'm taking this Deco Peach and I'm kind of blending all my colors with it. I'm giving it kind of a medium coat of color as I'm blending with what I already laid down. Okay. I know what's coming across on camera is probably not what you'll see when you do it, but this is a great way to blend. And notice how it dulled those out. That's all right. We're going to come back to it. So my next one is 1001. Remember I said 941? So 941 after you've applied your 1013. So I still got some of that 1013 there, and I'm just kind of mixing the 1001 with it. And then after this, I'm going to go 921 and 922, which is going to end up from a lighter to a little bit of a darker red. This is another one of those combos where you go dark to light to dark. But I know this was a combination I used on a flower, 100%. And I've also used this combination on fruit. So there's some great color schemes here. 921 is my next one. Oh, where are you, 921? Here you are. My last color will be 922. So this is 921. But yeah, those, I looked at the Derwent, like I said, the anniversary set for the metallics. A little spendy. Even though the case is really cool that it comes in, I already have 14 of the colors, so why not just order the last 6 that I need to make that whole set? Open stock on Blick, so that made my life easier. So the last one is 922. So then I have them all. But I will swatch those out because I think you need to see them. They're really pretty. And they're really soft metallics. That's what I like, which tells me I can blend those with my Prismacolor Premiers and they will blend very well together, which makes me a happy little camper because I like to throw some metallics into some of my colors. And it doesn't necessarily mean my page looks metallic, but you're going to see just a little bit of shimmer and those little bits of mineral in there grab the light so beautifully. Okay, now I'm going to grab my 921 again. And I'm going to go over that 922, kind of blending the two together. And I'm kind of pulling it into the 1001. Not too much, just lightly, because I'm going to work backwards once I get this in. I'm going to grab that 1001. And kind of bring those colors together a little better. Now, when you do these at home, I'm sure you can do them a lot better, again, than what I'm doing here on camera for you. Grab my 1001. But yeah, that kind of bothered me a little bit. I wanted to help that girl, but she just was defiant all the way. There was not much I could do once somebody gets a little aggressive. It's like, I'm trying to help you, but you're not helping yourself any. Oh, well, what do? You can't win them all. Right? Win some, you lose some. Now 1013 one more time. Now you see how I brought those two sides together? You're getting a beautiful color blend. You've got some reds, some oranges, some peaches, some pinks. And these colors really come together nicely. And you can use your 1013 to really brighten up your area if you don't mind. It's going to dull it out a little bit. So remember that, because you're using a lighter color over brighter. So keeping that in mind when you do this. Okay, now that 941, remember I said is a shading color. So when I grab my 941 somewhere in my mystery pile. Nope, not that one. There it is. If I were using this on a flower or around trees or rocks or something, just any, where I would apply my shading would be anything where the two sides touch or overlap. So right here where this dark black is, I'm just saying that that's an area where there's something else there. So I've already got the black in there. So what I'm doing is I'm going over it, kind of filling in any gaps, kind of burnishing the paper, but also giving a little bit of shading there over the black. It makes that black area darker, as you can see. Now, if I wanted to apply a little shading into the area where the lighter colors are, using a light touch, I'll do this corner. You take your 941 very lightly and just start doing small bits. Just do little areas at a time and building up your layers. Gentle touch. Your color will start to really show, but it may take a second for you to build up those light touches. But see how that 941 really comes out in those brighter reds and oranges? It's a great way to put in some shading using those color tones. So I wanted to give you just one more little thing, one more little trick for a combo. So 941 is a great shading color for these type of combinations. Okay, moving on. 925 is your next color. And then 994, 993, and 1014. So that was kind of my crazy little experience online today. I was like, oh, I need to take a break from the internet. I can only take so much. I get exhausted easy with, people get so angry so quick nowadays. I'm like, please stop reading emotion into words on a screen. You just get tired, you know? You're like, I'm just not even going to answer. I'm just tired of answering. And that's not me being mean. It's just I'm exhausted. I don't know what you want to hear, and I can't help you if you can't help yourself. Okay. Next one is 924. I have been working on picking my color scheme for Strawberry Girl, though. So I'm excited to do that color along with you. Or for you. It's not going to be a live, sorry. Claire's the girl that does the lives. She's good at that. I'm not so good at that. I'll just record and then post. I wonder where Troublemaker went. She didn't like the spray bottle. I didn't even spray her. I just got it out and she ran off. She's learning, the little heathen. And she's so cute. You know, and she's, oh, I called her name and there she is. She's such the little love bug when she wants to be. Oh, now she's in her toy box. I triggered her. Oh, I boogered up. I added 924 because I was running my mouth. Oh, or 9, yeah, it should have been 994. Okay, so hold on a minute here. Let's try this again. This one, put a big fat X through it. Let's go 925. I don't know what I was thinking, what I looked at. Should be 925 and 994. Maybe I need to quit telling stories. Okay. Hopefully you didn't follow that one. I'm sorry if you did. Hopefully you wrote these down and you actually paid attention to the numbers you wrote down instead of listening to me run my mouth. Okay, so this is 925, and my next color is going to be 994, not 924. Ugh. So 994, which is the process red. I know I see this one and I think it's not really red. It's like pink. It's like fuchsia, but it's got red tones in it. So it qualifies. And then after 994 is 993 and 1014. Can't believe I just did that. But then again, I can believe it because I can never do a video without boogering something up. Or having Gretel bite me, attack me, knock my camera over, break a lamp. I still can't believe she did that. She broke that lamp, by the way. I have to get a new lamp. It's all bent. I have to laugh because it's kind of funny. If I don't laugh, I'll just cry over all the stuff she's destroyed. So here's 993. I told you about the curtains. She did my poor curtains in. She's outgrown that, thank God. The one room I actually have curtains instead of blinds. She just shredded them. She annihilated them. Ugh. I can't believe she did that. But then again, I can. She was even younger and dumber than she is now. She's so pretty, though. It's hard not to love her when she's being such a lovey-dovey. And she was a rescue, so she's a little ornery. Okay, my last one is 1014. Ooh, my hand's getting full. Which 1014 is your Deco Pink. But I think my next color combo that I do will be greens. I think I mentioned that before, like color blends with greens. Or shades of green, or that make shades of green, which will also include some of your teals and probably the aquas because it kind of goes, they kind of move into that, the blues do. So your greens and blues kind of start to come together. So I'm backtracking with my lightest color, blending. Now I'm going to go just into my 994, very lightly. I'm using my lightest color to blend because I still want the brightness of my 994. I'm just using this 1014 to smooth out those little bits. There you go. And you can just ignore this little booger I did right there. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so 925 again. I think we have, yeah, a couple more. We're getting there. Gretel's off to my right. She just jumped in. She might jump up on my table. She's rooting around on my right side. I don't know what she's rooting for. Here she comes. Are you going to come say hi, Gretel? You're just going to sit there and watch me. I don't know, maybe she's going to attack my hand. She's eyeballing my pencils. As I'm coloring, she's just watching it go back and forth, back and forth. Okay, and then 924 this time. So that's where I got the 924. I looked down too far. And then after 924, it's 1033 and 940. Gretel. She's just snorting around over here, sniffing and snorting, not doing anything. I think she's going to try to chew my pencils. She's done a lot of that. She's chewed a lot of the ends of my Prismacolor pencils. Like they were beef jerky. I didn't think my cat would ever do that. It was totally weird. I'm like, what are you doing? Okay, so 1033, here she is. Here, Biscuits. Come here, fat girl. Pudge bucket. I need my pencil and you're in my way, pork chop. So 1033, she's being ornery now. And then 940 will be the last one on this combo. And 940, I'm not going to drag back over all these colors because that's too light and it will really dull them out. But I am going to pull back with the 1033 just a little bit after I get this layer in. Another great red combo slash fall combination. So you can see if I'm not burnishing these combos, by the way. I'll let you guys do that. It takes a long time to burnish when you're doing light pressure techniques. And again, these are great ways to build your techniques and learn your pressures by doing combinations. So you can see how I used the 1033 instead of using 940, which is the last color I'll apply here. And again, because I didn't burnish, you can go back in and add 925 and 924 all over again if you want to darken up those reds. Okay, let's grab my 940, which is your sand, and grabbing that edge of 1033. And you're going to mix and blend that out. Great fall color. Great leaf color for fall. So many potentials for this combination. All right. Okay. And then we have 925. One more freaking time. I think this is the last combo that uses 925, which is one of the darker of the reds. We've only got a couple more to do, and we will have finished all of these red color combos for now. There could be more in the future, a lot more. You should see my combo book. It's nuts. I'd love to share them all with you, but they take so long. Okay, then 1092, which is Nectar. That's next. I've used this combo with 1082 and 1092 and made red velvet cupcakes. So that would be 925, 1082, and 1092. And I think I even used a little 939. And the 1092 goes over the 1082. Made some really cool pastries there. I might use it on, I don't know, we'll see, because I don't know, I don't think I've decided what color. Maybe chocolate cake. Maybe I will use it. Okay, then the next one is 940, which again is that sand color. And I'm just blending those colors together right here. And that sand is really extra creamy, so it's not as minerally with the pigments. And then my next one is 927, which is your light peach. And the last color will be 914. But again, keep in mind when you look at some of these combos that don't blend like color to color, they work well together depending on what you're using them for. They may not work 1, 2, 3, 4 in a blend, but that doesn't mean the color blend doesn't work together for on a flower, on a dress, on a shirt, on a fruit, on a vegetable. The blends and color choices do come together well. That could be the center of a flower. It could be anything. So the last color here is 914, which is your cream color. And I'm going over the edge of my 927 and I'm bringing it out into the end of the paper there, the end of that box to the white. I'm just gonna, on either side there, so where that 940 was, I'm just kind of bringing it in just a little bit with my 927. Gretel's bumping my lamp now. Okay, now we got another combo with the black, which is 935. Somewhere. Here it is. Ugh, my hand's full. So I'm starting with a light on the black. I don't remember every single color combo, what I've used them all for. Some of them I do because I use the combination often, but some of them I don't. And I do record most of them. Or I used to be really good about it, obviously, because I have all these. I should start doing that again, is logging my different combos. But sometimes you lose track and you'll have duplicates because you get so many. And then, of course, how you use that combination, it looks different. Okay, 924 is the next color. It looks like this is the last combo using 924 as well. But color combos, you can have the same color, but use it in a very different manner and get a different effect. So like I said, sometimes I'll have the same combination written down twice, but it looks totally different. It just depends on how you apply that combination and what you're using, you know, for shading or complementary colors or your uplights. Because there's, ow, Gretel, that's my foot. She's got her mouth wrapped around my little toe right now for no reason other than it's there. Okay, and then 1092, which is my nectar. And I think that one's in my hand, yes. Make sure I'm still in view here. And after 1092 is going to be 1082 and 943. And we're going to work a little backwards on that. Don't put your 1092 away yet. Okay, I'm going to set that here. So I'm going to grab my chocolate and I'm going to go over here to the edge. I'm going to put down my chocolate. Probably a big line of chocolate because there's quite a bit of white space there. I get a nice coat here in the edge. But I will use my nectar over my chocolate here and you'll get to see what I'm talking about, how it changes that. Gretel Mayhem. Those are my feet. She's such a monster. Okay, now 943. Which I'm going to play right off the 1082, the chocolate. I remember what I used this for. This was on frosting on a cake, I think. I'm pretty sure. Something along those lines. Frosting or something. Something chocolatey and fruity. I know that. Gretel, now she's chewing on the base of the camera stand. What is wrong with this cat? Okay, now back to my 1092. So I'm going to fill in this gap here, but I'm grabbing that edge of that 943. Because we had 1092 already laid down from the left-hand side. So I'm just bringing the two sides together. Now I'm going to go over here to my dark chocolate. And I'm going to work that 1092 right over top that chocolate. And it's really going to change that chocolate to kind of a creamy, velvety looking chocolate with like a weird pink color. And that's kind of what you want. You're going to go right over the 943 with it as well. And you're going to bring it all the way to the center line, where you laid the first layer of 1092, right after your 924. Just keep working it back till you get to your 924. That's her bumping the light, so I apologize for that. And just grab a little bit of the edge of that 924 and work that in. And again, if you need to go back and re-add in some of your red, don't be afraid to do so. Because you never really know when you get your first layer down if you're going to have to put more color in or not. But you can see how that changed. Let me see here. Where is my 924? I just had it. I know it's here somewhere. Is that it? No. Not in my hand, which means it's got to be over here. There it is. So if I come back with my 924, just to add a little bit more of that red in there. Gretel! So now you can really see the red. Okay, so 923, 922, 1032, 118, 1034, and 917. You get this 923 in. Then we will only have one more. Yay, mission accomplished. That's a lot of color combos. 2 in each box. That's a lot. And I have a lot more that I can share with you. And hopefully I'll be able to do that over time. I always say I want to do weekly ones, but then my life gets in the way. Things get hectic. Oh my gosh, you see what she's doing to that light? Okay, so 922 is your next color. I'm going to need to put an extender on this one pretty soon. It's getting kind of shorty. After the 922 is 1032 again. In case you didn't hear me the first time. Sometimes I talk too fast. You can see I'm just building up that layer. And 1032. Which is your pumpkin orange. She's in the toy box. Yeah, she's in a mood all of a sudden. She went from psycho to mellow, back to psycho kitty. What do you do? She's young. Okay, 118. Now she's going to get in the paper bag and make it sound like thunder in here. She loves to play in paper bags. Excuse me. Which is funny because when she was found with her litter mates, I'm going to sneeze again. They were found in a cardboard box. So she loves paper bags and boxes. Her and her siblings were all found in a cardboard box. In the woods, it's kind of sad. So I'm going to bring this 118 back into my 1032 a little bit, which this one I think would need another layer of color. So you can go back in and add that second layer. 1034 is your next color. And then your last color will be 917. So just try to make sure when you're doing these, it's helpful to use light layers and blend in small circles because it really helps your colors blend better and it works that color into the other color. And it also helps to push it into the grain of the paper. So you don't have to use so much pressure, and especially with Prismacolors because they're so soft. You don't really want to use a heavy pressure with these pencils. You will break them. You will break the soft cores. Okay, so 917. That is your last color. Oh, she's got her catnip crayons out. She got catnip crayons as a gift. She just loves her catnip, her Yow. It's Y-E-E-O-W or something like that. It's her favorite catnip. She goes bonkers over it. And she likes those mice that are made out of like the real rabbit fur. I'm going to tell you this, it's kind of rotten, but it's true. They're just toys, but she skins them eventually. So the next combo is 921. I'll explain that. Let me get my colors out. It's 921, 1003, and 939. Okay, let's see. Is that one? Yep, 1003 and 939. Where is it? Where is it? My hands are so full, I have to put some of these down. Okay. I think it's, nope. Nope. Okay, so here's 939. Where is 921? There's 921. Now I need 1003. There it is. Okay, now I have my last three colors here. Okay, so what she does, this is our last combo, 921, 1003, and 939. She gets these little toy mice, and they have real fur on them, like rabbit fur. That's her favorite. Just they're little, tiny little things. And they're usually gray or white. And she plays with them for a couple months. And she likes to take them over and put them in her water dish. Like she's bathing them or giving them fresh water. I don't know. She's wetting her food. A hunting tactic, a hunting thing maybe. So now she's got a soaking wet little mouse that she's flipping around in the air, batting across the floor, throwing up in my lap. It's the nastiest thing when it's soaking wet. It just makes you jump 10 feet in the air. Because you don't know what she's brought you. But her being an indoor cat, I don't know why it makes me squeal. Because I know it's nothing from the outside. So eventually she works the fur pelt off the plastic mouse. The little toy part. So then she's just playing with the little piece of fur. She is something else. I'm telling you. She is something else. So now 1003. And I know you're thinking, well, this isn't really a red combo. 921 is red. It is in the red family. So this works into the red color combos. And you're probably thinking, okay, so I got these two down. Now, what about the 939? Well, just a minute and I will show you. Because it doesn't make a lot of sense, right? It does when you think it's the last color. So here we go with 939. We're going to go over the edge of that 1003. Now, just so you can see, you got dark, bright, and more of a I guess a medium to medium light tone here. Depending on how you want to work this combination and how you lay it down on paper. It makes for a beautiful wildflower, an iris, or lilies, tiger lilies. So there you have it. Let me put these down and zoom out. These are all the color combos we did together. I don't know if I can zoom out all the way. I might end up zooming in. Okay, so hold that still. Can you see all these? I know if I turn it, let me just turn it this way. That's helpful. Okay, can you see them all? Nope, not yet. Let me zoom out just a little more. Oops. Okay. Is that better? I still don't think I got them all in there, huh? Anyway, I'll roll it. Maybe not. So hard to see. Okay. So maybe you can get a screenshot of that. You could zoom back in to get all the color numbers if I didn't give them to you as we were doing this. But that is it. We are finished with the color blends with reds or red shades or shades of or hues that create red tones. I hope you guys enjoyed these color combos, my story hour, and the crazy antics with Gretel. I will be back, and we will be doing, hopefully, that color along this week. We'll get started on it, if not next week. I will be doing more color combinations and color blends, and I think I even wrote it down on the back. Nope. The next sheet, green Prismacolor blends. So I'll be filling in this sheet with my numbers, and that will be the next one we start on. And then we will go from there with adding more and more until you guys just can't see or stand to see one more color combo. Okay, you guys, it has been a lot of fun. And let me put my little handwritten note up here because I know you like my handwritten notes. They're so fabulous. Can you see that stupid little note? Okay, my sloppy handwriting. Stay tuned for more weekly color combos with your Pacific Northwest colorist. And thanks for watching, you guys.